So even though you may be having the same vision or she's supportive of your vision and maybe even want to get there the same, but is it you versus her? Do you have to compromise on everything? Does she have to compromise on everything or half the things? There's a lot of compromising going on, or are there special interests that are aligned? Assalamu alaikum, peace. I am Coach Nazir, one of the founders of Outstanding Personal Relationships, as well as one of the authors of the book, Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. Listen, I want to share something with you real quick that's important when it comes to choosing a spouse, specifically a wife or wives, especially if you're looking at practicing polygyny. Again, polygyny simply meaning a man or a husband who has and is married to multiple wives. All right. Polygamy is the general term that means a spouse who has multiple spouses, which also under that umbrella means a wife who has multiple husbands, which is known as polyandry, in case you didn't know. But for men who want to be successful in relationships, I'm going to share something with you that I learned that has helped me choose well. So when you look at being married, first of all, well over 28 years, and then now in practicing polygyny over 13 years, that, is not a bad thing. But here's the thing. If you are married and you're looking at practicing polygyny for whatever reason, I'm sharing with women right now many of the different reasons that men choose. Okay, you can check that series out if you like. But I want to share something with you. There's 3 basic things when it comes to picking and choosing a woman to marry. A lot of the problems in our communities is that we, men, choose wrong. We choose wrong. Wrong for our families, for our children, for our legacy, and end up becoming, emotionally incapacitated or, just castrated in our marriages. Our leadership gets challenged it's all kinds of stuff that happens. I don't need to really go into the dysfunctional family, which tends to be the norm, which is probably why the majority of marriages will fail. They will fail and go through divorce. So with all that being said, let me get to you and share with you 3 things that are very important when it comes to successful, fulfilling relationships, whether monogamy, polygyny, or whatever. But especially if you're looking at practicing polygyny, you need to choose very well because there are dynamics that you are not going to be familiar with. The first thing, and it's kind of the 3 M's that I came up with. The first is to make sure she is aligned with your vision. Okay, so the first thing is the mission. As a man, you have to have a mission. Where are you going? What direction are you headed? All right. What is that vision you have for your family? That's extremely important. It doesn't necessarily have to be crystal clear, but there must be some type of clarity around it. Not just something general, not just something vague, unless you just want an average life. If you want to sit there with the mediocre masses, that's your choice. But for those who have a vision, who want to move towards certain goals and get things done at a higher level, it's imperative you have a mission. Okay. Now, what does that mean? That means you're going somewhere. So what is that vision? Can you paint that vision? And is this woman that you're considering marrying down with that vision? Is she with you for the ride? Or do you want to go to the same place? That's basically what you're asking. All right, that's what I'm asking. That's why it's very challenging to have relationships where people differ and have differing values, right? But the mission. Are we trying to get to the same place, accomplish the same things? Do we have the same drive, or is she supportive of me leading and the way I want to lead and where I want to go for the vision? So it's mission, vision, very important. Now, jumping to the next point, the next one is method. Method. Is she down with the method on how to get to that vision, how to get to that place you want to get to, how to achieve it? See, when someone's down with the method, what I mean is, are your values aligned or are they the same? See, if you are family oriented, want to start a family and grow a large family and have legacy, practice polygyny, is she on that same page? Is there a way to achieve that legacy or your vision that is in line with what you want to do and how things go about? And is she with it? Is she with it? Are her values in line with yours when it comes to being family oriented? Very important to know, right? So, number one is the mission. Is she down with the vision? Number two is the method. Are your values aligned? Because if they're aligned, then that means your vehicle will be better. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're traveling, you're trying to get somewhere on a journey, and marriage absolutely is a journey, right? You have some people that would rather walk, stroll. You have some that want to fly. Some that want to fly commercial. Some that want to fly private. Some of them might want to take a bike or an ATV. Some of them may want to be in a truck or a bus. Some horse and carriage. Some on a chariot. You know what I'm saying? So when your values are aligned, you're likely okay with the vehicle. So the method, with your values, is extremely important, but that will help determine the vehicle. Last but certainly not least, are you a match? Yes, match. Hey, it's show and tell time. You see this? I got this when I was traveling with my family, my wives, and my children over the last couple of years. This is really kind of a coat of arms, if you will, a coat of honor. See, this is how Turkish soldiers used to pretty much dress and be down, or the leadership did, and you really can't see it necessarily unless you look really close, has Arabic writing on it. Now, why am I talking about that? Am I trying to sell this? No, I'm not. This is mine. But what I am saying is that men used to be different. They used to go and strive and conquer and expand, all right? And it started with family. They had strong families. Many men had multiple wives. It's called polygamy. But today, even though it has a lot of answers for modern day problems, most have no idea what to do. So they cheat, they sneak around, they pay in, all kinds of crazy things, even though I believe men are polygynous by nature. With that being said, where can you learn about how to practice it in a healthy manner, where it's honorable? It raises the status of wives. It allows men to become more, as they should strive to be, more than twice the men. We need leaders. We need those who are serious about the family so that we can return to glory on whole nother levels, instead of just having things as remnants of the past. So if you want to learn more about polygyny, then go to polygamyroadmap.com. Read the roadmap, understand how you can become more than twice the man, or how your wives or wife can also be part of that legacy. Go, polygamyroadmap.com. Hope to see you there. Sounds like peace. That means, are you together versus the world? Or are you husband versus wife? Are you infighting? There's no peace. You really can't complain. You don't know who wants to, really can't, find common ground. Really can't come together and cooperate. Is it you versus each other? Or is it you locked arms, ready to roll versus the world? You got my support, baby. Yo, I got you. I got you. Let's make this happen. So those three things are extremely important. If we looked at those to begin with, what's the mission? All right, cool. The mission is, boom, relates to my vision as the man, as the leader. What's the method? How we gonna get there? Do we share the same values? Is respect high on yours? Truth, honesty, openness, family-oriented, morals, whatever it may be. And if you haven't already taken the core values exercise, you should do that. So that we're on the same vehicle. Because if I want to get there by jet plane, and you want to get there by chariot or horse and carriage, there are going to be problems in that marriage. And are we a match? Or do we only match on certain things? Now, of course, we're going to have differences, no doubt. We'll have different preferences, but are we aligned with our interests? Do we see education the same way? Or do we see it as degrees and schooling? Or do we see it as a lifetime thing where you invest in yourself? See, when you have similar interests, that means you get excited about things, you spend more time together. The fact of the matter is, looking at the data says that the average married couple spend 2 hours a day together. 2 hours a day. Now, 45 minutes of that is watching a television show. 35 minutes is eating. Then others is like chores. So it's really about 20 to 30 minutes of quality time with each other per day, which is funny. I mean, it's sad, but it just reminds me of when it comes to polygyny. It's like, oh my God, I have half the time, but you on average only have 2 hours or less per day. And in polygyny, usually a lot more than that because the man is more intentional. But I digress. Let me get back to it. When you have interests that align, whether that's business, for example, or whether that is family, whether it's teaching the children, whether it is traveling, maybe you're watching something together, you're going traveling together, you're spending this extra time together, which helps develop more fulfillment, love, and nurturing in your relationship. But if somebody likes to go to museums and go to zoos, which is okay, that's their preference, and you don't like to do that, it's going to feel like a chore to you. So even though you may be having the same vision, or she's supportive of your vision, and maybe you want to get there the same, but is it you versus her? Do you have to compromise on everything? Does she have to compromise on everything? Or half the things? There's a lot of compromising going on? Or there are special interests that are aligned? Very important. You get these 3 things down, you will help increase the quality of your relationships, quality of your marriages. And when you choose better, you do better, bruh. When you choose better, you do better. Now, you can also develop. You can also grow. Yes, that requires personal growth and development in you. If you're growing, you're making it happen, you're changing your mindset, you're moving in a certain direction, but at the same time, your significant other isn't moving in that same direction, that can be problematic, recipe for disaster. Well, if you're encouraging her, you want to take her to different things, she doesn't want to go, or vice versa. She's growing and she's developing, she's learning different things and skills and interests, but he's laid back, complaining, not want to go, blah, blah, blah. That can cause problems. Revisit number 1, the mission. Making sure you have that same vision and is on board. Then, of course, there's the methods, the values, determine whether or not you're going to be in that same vehicle or a different vehicle. And then, of course, are we a match? All right, is it us against the world? Yes, the late, great Tupac. Is it us against the world? Or is it me versus you? Sadly, most marriages are me versus you, husband versus wife. We know where that leads. Prayerfully, you got some good stuff from this video, which will help you choose better, whether that's monogamy or polygyny, when you're stretching to become a better man and twice the man at the lowest level. With that being said, I am Coach Nazir, helping people get their shift together. So which one or which M was the most important to you? Which one do you have to work on? Below, what I want you to put in the comments to let me know you made it this far, and we appreciate it because we read all the comments, and we appreciate all the love and all the support. So put down which thing was the most important to you. Was it the mission, the method, or the match? If you have not already subscribed, please do so and hit that bell to be notified when we upload videos. With that being said, remember, a wish changes nothing, but a decision changes everything. So what are you waiting for? Get on our email list at outstandingpersonalrelationships.com and make sure you work on being outstanding. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.